Yo, what's good, everybody? YouTube family, Grade A family. Welcome to another episode of the Grade A Show, episode 35. I got Mike and Musa here with me
So,
today.
What's going on, fellas?
not much. What's
Ain't
up with
nothing,
y'all?
man. Another day, another dollar, another week, another day to talk about sports. Clips just got up in here. We know that the draft happened a couple days ago, fellas. Just give me y'all quick recap off of I guess who y'all think was winners, and then we could get into the losers after that.
Mike,
Uh,
you could go first if you like.
yeah, big winner, I think, is the Celtics. I have a bold prediction that I'm going to make that Anton Watson will be the best player out of this draft, and I think first off, it's pretty lackluster draft pool overall this year. So this bar is not set too high, but just to Gonzaga, he's an amazing two-way player. He can play the two, the three, the four, any of that. And I think when it's all said and done, moving on in his career, I think when his career is over, he'll have a better career than White or Holiday, personally, myself, from watching him at Gonzaga. But I think the Lake,
Huh?
I'm telling you,
I'm playing.
don't
Nah, I'm
sleep
not.
on this
I'm not.
dude.
I'm
Don't
not. Go
sleep
ahead.
on him. But yeah,
I was gonna
no,
ask Clips, have you watched him play at Gonzaga? I haven't watched him, so that's why I'm not even
yeah.
gonna.
I'm a
That's a
Gonzaga
that's a
fan.
that's a
That's
bit
the
that's
only
a bit
reason why I know
high.
him. I'm
Drew
telling you, man.
Holiday and Derek White's a bit high, but
He's a great two-way player. His defending ability is amazing. There's a reason why he's second in Gonzaga history for steals, and then his shot's good too. He doesn't have that downhill ability per se like Jalen Brown does, but he's a very good shooter and very good on
how
defense for
long
a
was he
two-way.
at Gonzaga for?
Couple 2 to 3 years, I believe. But I project that he'll definitely be better than Jalen Suggs without a doubt, and he has the potential to be better than Chet Holmgren. But I won't go that far because I think Chet will unlock his full potential once he gets moved to the four instead of the five.
Gotcha. Okay. I like the
That's that.
Creighton pick. I like the Baylor pick from Creighton. The guy from Creighton. I like him. I didn't watch too much of him at Creighton, but all right.
There's a
What was
lot.
you?
So you think Mike he's gonna be the best player out of this whole draft, second
Yep,
round?
I do. When it's all said and done, biggest steal of the draft.
I mean, that's good to hear. I mean, we always know about like the top three, top four players. Everybody thinks that, is gonna be pretty big, already have impact in the NBA. I said it before. I think this draft class, and I'm just now starting to get familiar with them. I haven't watched too many of them until like March Madness of last year, but I think it's gonna take like 1 to 2 years, at least 2 years to get some of these players developed and stuff like that, and get them comfortable with being in the league and stuff like that. How do y'all feel about like a whole bunch of Frenchmen, man? The league is starting to turn into a Frenchman league, man. We had like what, three in the top 10, I
Yeah.
believe.
It doesn't matter to me. They got to produce. You could be French, Spanish, Jamaican, no matter. If you ain't producing, you're gonna be out the league in 2-3 years max.
But do you think any of these Frenchmen coming out of this draft class has the potential to not be able to hit that ceiling like Wemby did,
No,
for
I
instance,
don't
or
think. I
like
don't think
Rudy Gobert?
anyone. At least from first look, I don't think anyone's gonna hit Wemby or a Rudy ceiling. But that could be remain to be seen. I do like Alex Sarr though. Matisse, I haven't watched him too much, so I'm interested to see how he is during the regular season because I don't really put too much stock into summer league. Summer league ain't.
Yep.
It's not gonna move me. um, I'll watch them in summer league just to see what their abilities are, but other than that, I'm not really putting much stock into it.
Are they playing in the Olympics? Any of these guys just got drafted? Do we know?
No, not that I know of.
Oh, okay. I was just curious to
Yeah, I
possibly
overheard them
watch
talking about some Sudan or some player playing for like one of the Sudan teams or something. I wasn't familiar with his name, but I just overheard it a little bit.
I was
Um,
more wondering about the Frenchmen, just so we could actually get to see them play in a somewhat NBA-esque setting.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but I feel like that some of them can be solid in this league and probably be what a Wemby could possibly be. It's the jury's still out with Wemby, but we've seen what he's fully capable of. But yeah, I know how I feel about Wemby.
one thing that kind of shocked me the most, I guess, out of this whole draft, if I had to pick, was that pick with Rob Dillingham, I believe his name was, from
Mhm.
Kentucky, got traded to Minnesota.
Minnesota. That's a beautiful. That is beautiful for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, just thinking about what that Minnesota team brings, the energy that they have over there with Anthony Edwards and stuff like that. Um, I think Rob is he's a Musa mentioned it the other day, which I had to watch the tape a little bit more, and I kind of agree with it a little bit. How he gave a little bit of like Allen Iverson esque, and like just watching the tape and stuff like that, being that small guard, being able to have amazing ball handle. It seemed like to me and stuff like that, and is just a pure scorer and stuff
He
like
has
that.
one of the
So,
top 10 ball handlers in the league already. Like, yo,
His shiftiness, man.
he got that yo, and the reason why I gave him AI is not even because of the size, yes, and the body frame, but his ability to finish up the rim. Now he don't get up on the rim like AI did, but just to be able to maneuver his way to the rim against taller defenders is why I kind of say that will be his biggest ceiling. But that's remain to be seen because he's going to a team where he doesn't have to be that, which is why I also mentioned Lou Williams. He could be a Lou Williams for that Minnesota team. And shout out Terrence Shannon Jr. from Illinois. That's also another player they got, which I feel like Minnesota definitely got some good picks, and they won the draft also, in my opinion.
were there any I guess losers you would say? Any picks that y'all seen that just didn't make really any sense or anything like that?
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I like AJ Johnson's game, but you picked him that high, and for you to be in a position where your window's now, if not another year, 2-year window, you need someone that you could plug in and play now. You know, Doc Rivers already don't play young players. So I thought they should have got Ryan Dunn, who I think could be probably the best defender in this draft. He's an older player, so he can come in and play in early and he provide something that you lack, which is defense. But, yeah.
Another thing that kind of was really, I think, a good move was that OKC pick with Nikola Topic. Um, and I think this is just the beginning of what we're going to see with OKC in these drafts in the next couple of years and stuff like that. But I think that was huge.
Low risk, high reward pick. I like that pick for them too. Could you imagine if they get the number one pick next year because of all the draft picks they got? But I got to see what team draft picks they have.
At that point, you might want to debate moving the pick, though, to get some veteran presence there. At that point, I think.
I don't know. I would agree, but it's tough for me to move if I can get Cooper Flag at number one. To add him with Chet, SGA, J-Dub.
One thing, too, about the Timberwolves, I said earlier, what do y'all think about them extending Chris Finch? Because we were talking about the draft pick. I think he sort of, with that Dallas series, proved that he's sort of a question mark as a coach, and then he's out of the gate getting an extension like that.
Go ahead, Clip. I think me and you going to agree on this Finch discussion.
I think I'm fine with the extension. He showed improvement every year he's been there.
Yeah,
wrong,
that's true.
right or wrong. So either way, I mean, you could say like the Dallas series, he just hit a roll. It was hard to him to make adjustments. Realistically, when we think about coaching in that series, as much as we talked about him making adjustments, they really like the adjustments wasn't enough. Like as much as you want to say like he had to make more adjustments, you couldn't put a lot more people in front of those two stars over there in Dallas. So he did as much as he could. I think the extension was guaranteed. Like, I'm happy he got it because now that he got a draft piece and he got Rob off the bench, we can see you do a little bit more. Like, you can play him, you can play Naz Reid. You have actually a scorer off the bench, a ball handler off the bench. I just want to see what they do this year. Like, I don't want to see him get to the playoffs and hit the same coaching wall where he doesn't make adjustments or he struggles. Like, you got to go back this year's season, look at the tape, look at where you failed the last playoffs that just passed, and keep going.
So,
I think
let me ask you this, Clips, because this is y'all know where I stand when it comes to coaching. I'm not taking anything away from coaching when it comes to the sports, but I have to keep in mind, okay, is it the personnel more than coaching? Because we've seen in that Dallas series of the adjustments that were being made in some certain games. But then we also seen that the personnel just wasn't, in my opinion, equipped enough to be able to.
When you say personnel, you mean players?
Yeah.
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 Wasn't equipped
I think
enough
it's both.
to adjust.
Yeah, I'll say it's personnel. The last year's situation between Dallas and them, I think it was personnel. I don't think it was coaching.
Because Chris Finch, I think, in my opinion, coached his ass off. I just
Yeah.
didn't think that.
The personnel played hard enough. Like they didn't try hard enough. Well, they tried hard enough. I'm not gonna say they didn't, but
I'm gonna take this a step further. I think he deserves that contract. He earned the contract.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Minnesota hasn't made a conference finals since 2004. They haven't won a
that's
playoff series since 2004, and he did both of those in the season. He had the best defense in the league. He had a DPOI player. He had the 6-man of the year player. He had someone that could have been in conversation for MVP, and Anthony Edwards, who took a vast jump in his game. And I'll take it further than that. He had success with a 2 big man lineup when he had New Orleans with Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins before Cousins tore his Achilles. He was behind that big man pairing. So I think he has a system that works and it's proven that it can work. I think he just had a bad matchup against Dallas to where they can exploit their biggest weaknesses, which is what they had to improve on. And so far, they have been improving on it. I mean, to be honest, the main issue, even though they had big lacks in the defensive end against that matchup, if they're able to score the ball, they would have been fine in that series. And that's what they need. And they drafted someone that can put the ball in the hole. So I like the extension. Now it's time to see where you could utilize these rookies. I think Terrence Shannon can definitely help off that bench. He's a big body, 6'7", 6'6", lefty, crafty, strong. So I think he can add to what you already have for that bench as well as Rob with the scoring prowess that he has. And him learning from Mike Conley will be a huge plus for him.
What don't you like? Do you think that he doesn't deserve the contract, Mike?
I don't know. You guys might know this question. How long did he have on his previous contract left? It's not because it's not like it was up this year, right?
I don't
I'm
think
not
it
even
was.
sure.
Yeah, I
Probably
would
had
have.
like a couple years left, maybe.
I would have at least given it another year before I extended him, just to. Yeah.
He had like 2 years on his original contract.
Yeah, it's not like he should be on the hot seat to get fired. It's just I just thought there was a lot of deficiencies in that Dallas series with him leaving the 3-point line open and show how easily Boston could expose Dallas's game. And with the supposed number one defense, you weren't able to exploit that like Boston was. It just brings some question marks into my mind.
I think
keep it in mind that the Boston series
that could put the ball on the floor.
But not even that. It's not the defense. I'm gonna because I agree with you, Clips. It's also you gotta understand Boston's offense is completely entirely different and have better personnel than Minnesota's. Because there was times in that series Minnesota was getting stops. They was in game I think the only game that they lost that was a blowout was the game 5. Every other game was close. So it wasn't like they were like getting a clear mismatch. It was just they couldn't put the ball in the hole. And that's the difference between Boston and Minnesota was Boston could play the defense because they also have the personnel that could switch everything to Dallas's strengths, and they can score on the offense and have everyone rotate and space the floor, which is something that Minnesota lacked.
Yeah, I think about it too. Is another thing we saw was just the spread offense. Like having Rudy Gobert down low all the time didn't really help Anthony Edwards get into the lane at all. And then when you go against Boston, when having everything 5 out, it was nothing like
nothing you could do, man.
It was just too much.
And you got Cat chucking up shots, and he's not hitting his shots like he normally makes. Conley's give you what he can. Jaden McDaniels is probably one of your most consistent scorers in that series, other than Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like you don't go too far on their bench and say, okay, he can get a bucket. Like Nikhil Alexander, you don't go to him and be like, get us a bucket. He's more in there for the defensive prowess. Same thing with Kyle Anderson. He's just kind of rebound, get the playmaking going, but he's not really a scorer at all. So
I saw this. Did Nas Reed have a bad series that series?
No,
I think he played solid.
Yeah, he had a good
I think
series.
he should have started over Rudy Gobert, in my opinion, based off of who they was playing in the matchups, based off of what we seen from game 1 and so on and so on. I think Rudy Gobert cluttered the paint too much, and I think his IQ defensively was poorly.
Yeah, I'm not starting Nas over him, but I'm not mad at that. At that point,
Getting back to
Um,
what you were saying too about the draft picks and the misses, I think Memphis drafting Zach Edey, I don't think that's really going to work out for them either. I did not see that team drafting him.
yeah, I think they just did that because they couldn't get Donovan Clingan. And my point,
Yeah,
if you wanted Donovan Clingan, you should have traded up to get him.
yep, absolutely.
There's only a few more spots. Trade up with Portland. You have a lot of pieces that Portland might like, maybe that you can get. Vince Williams, I know they liked him, but if you really wanted that big man to help, because that was when you lax when they used at your hot peak, because this was kind of like a gap year for them, considering everything they dealt with. I think that's what they should have done. I'm not too sure about Zach Edey and how he's gonna
Same
play.
here.
I can't pronounce Buddy name.
What team did he go to?
He went to New York. They picked up Pacome.
Oh,
talking about
Pele?
Keyshawn
No,
George.
not Pele.
Nah, New
No.
York.
He's talking about the Knicks, right?
The Knicks. They picked up Pacome. I can't pronounce his last name. It's like
I know who you're talking about, though. Yeah,
it's DAD. The diet.
yeah, I know who you're
Oh,
talking about.
That was the pick after Keyshawn George, I think, wasn't it?
Nah, because he went. I thought he went,
It was
first round.
Keyshawn George, and then it was Dylan Jones, and then him, and then Pacome.
Okay.
Dylan Jones, I think.
I like Dylan Jones, but New York picking up the diet.
But let's make sure that he's actually, because New York made a lot of moves and trades during that draft. So I
Yeah.
wonder if that's the pick they made for them, or is that going somewhere else? But I'm gonna check that. You can.
Yeah, a lot of draft picks went to Houston, I believe.
Nah, he plays for the Knicks. They drafted him at small forward.
Yeah, just looking at it now, it looks like he's with the Knicks.
I mean, I get why you picked up a small forward, but like, I don't see how he fits in that.
He might not, but it's for contract reasons. I remember they was talking about even when they had the 23rd and 24th pick, and they traded it back to the 25th pick. That was sort of cap space because of how them getting McCall on the books. They just re-signed OG. They wanted to get someone where they can keep him within that $1 million low rookie deal, so they can at least have a little bit of wiggle room. Because realistically, he's probably not going to play. And this is Tibbs. He's definitely not going to play unless it's like a season like this year where they have so many injured bodies, where they have no choice but to put him in some minutes. But I didn't watch his game too much, so I'm not too familiar with his ability on the court.
I don't want to spend like too much time on this here because it's going to be a lot that the media is going to be talking about, of course, going into next season. But just real quick, what's y'all thoughts on just for y'all to give to the panel? What's y'all thoughts on Bronny James being able to be drafted to play with his dad going into next season?
Congratulations. Now the world work begins. I mentioned it earlier with AJ Johnson. He's 18, 19 years old. He's a bigger project in my opinion than Bronny, to be honest. And he went lottery. So there's not much talks about him, but I feel like nepotism's obviously there, but good. So what? For once, nepotism is on our side. And if anyone deserves it, it's LeBron.
I just personally don't agree with that standpoint of where I forgot what his name was, a Wilbon or somebody who stated that. I just don't agree with that at all.
What was the statement, if you know?
Saying that there's a whole bunch of nepotism going on and around like the league and stuff like that, and it's cool. But when it comes to talking about us and our people, when we do things to uplift one another or grant things for us to have some type of empowerment, then we want to start like delegating what the hell is actually going on. The whole nepotism shit is, to me, I just don't agree with it. Coming from this standpoint, with him being able to play with his dad, I'm happy for the kid. I think he's in a good position to be able to play with his dad. I think him being there is another guidance that he's already been having, but I think having him in the NBA is more of a guidance that he could have from his dad, not only the coaching staff and stuff like that. So I think he's going to be fine.
I think people are mad at the fact that this kid's about to have the best player. His dad's the best player in the league. Like, you can't be mad that Like, what are you mad at? The kid about to come and play with the best player in the league that just so happens to be his dad, bro. He got a leg up on y'all. Too bad. He still got to do the work. He still got to put it in. Like, I think Bronny's gonna be straight. I personally think he's gonna be straight. I was just trolling on him playing first year. I don't think he gonna play the first year, but I mean, I think he'll be all right. I mean, he got the best player in the league of all
And
time.
to play devil's advocate too. I mean, I can see some people's point of view, not from the nepotism point that you just brought up, Peso. Because I'm not even going to get into all of that, but from the standpoint of what about players that like a Justin Edwards, for example, who was the number one recruit going into college. He didn't even get drafted. People were like, "What about him? He probably deserved that spot." And for those people, I'll say this: it is a 55th pick. It's not too many late second round picks who even play or be in the league in 2-3 years.
Exactly.
So it's like first of all, the Lakers got a steal with their 17th pick in Dalton Connect, who was probably going to play it right away. Now, how they use the 17th pick for Bronny, I can understand because it's like you just use damn near lottery pick on your son. I can understand that, but being a late second round pick, who cares? Bronny's going to put the work in. He has the right circle around him and team around him to help what he needs, and he's still young too. He might grow. Who knows? What if he grows to be 6'5"? Because he's only like 6'2". So I mean, I love the pick. I think now the real work begins for him to develop. Phil Handy, get your hands on Bronny if you haven't already, please. But he's been working with Chris Brickley, so yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do.
I don't know if nepotism's the right word, but I'll say this about the NBA. There's way too much politicking been going on for years around that league with the players, but I could really care less about Bronny, to be honest. I don't think he's going to amount to anything. He's just going to be saying, "Hey, Daddy, I'm open. Pass me the ball." That's it.
That's nasty. That is nasty. That is nasty.
I think Kyrie tweeted that out, if I saw that correct.
Kyrie? Nah, I don't think Kyrie would have tweeted that. That's crazy. I will say Bronny's a great athlete for his size. He's a good passer. He can defend. He got a solid shooting jump shot. I think he can do pretty well. I like the Avery Bradley ceilings, possibly Drew Holiday ceilings for his play style. But yeah, I seen someone say, I think it was I can't even quote the person, but someone mentioned Patrick Beverly, and I'm like, people probably scoffed at that, but Beverly was a starter on the playoff teams. He played 12 years now. That's not for a 55th pick. That won't be something. That would be great to get out of your a late second round pick. So, yeah. Oh, it's Chilltown from had that comment. Shout out Chilltown.
I don't think his defense will be even close to Beverly's, though.
Yeah, I'm just not. I'm just not calling. I got to see it. I'm not calling anything out.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
until I see these guys in the league and stuff like that. I just, I'm happy for all the drafts that got drafted at the end of the day. And whatever their ceiling is whatever it is. But we know that the bright lights is going to unfortunately be all over the Lakers this year because of what's going on and making history and stuff like that.
When isn't it though? It's the Lakers.
Yeah, that comes with the territory, absolutely.
Yeah. So as long as Bronny knows how to separate all the outside stuff, again, him being with his dad is another guidance that I think is going to be able to help him do that. As long as he continues to focus on himself, basketball, and getting himself better, I think the kid will be fine.
One question, Moose, about Justin Edwards. Did he go undrafted?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the first. He's the first number one recruit coming out of high school going into college to not be drafted.
Because I was going to say, is anyone going to pick him up, or is he going back to school for another year?
I'll look into that. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'm
what
just
about
curious.
that dude from North Carolina State?
Oh, the
DJ Barnes and DJ Barnes. He signed a deal with the Cavs for the summer league. So did Jack Lonke, the shooter that was at Oakland that had a good run in the tournament. He signed a summer league deal with the Thunder. I personally would love him in Golden State just because of how Golden State's offenses ran and he moves great without the ball to get the catch and shoots. So I think him in the Golden State offense and learning from Curry will be great for him too. I ain't saying he gonna be no all star or anything, but he can provide a nice spark off that bench.
Yo,
Um,
Peso, who are you talking about on NC State? Not the big center that looks like an offensive lineman, right?
Yeah, he lost weight. He slimmed down. He lost like
that dude,
35
that dude
pounds.
was a dog in college. I ain't gonna lie.
Because I heard some NFL teams were going to work him out to see if he could play on the offensive line
He
or be
looks
in
like
the
a football player. I
yeah.
ain't gonna
So
lie.
He ain't that big no more. If you look at he lost like 40 pounds. He's
Mm.
in great shape.
I'm happy for him, man. He was a good kid and stuff like that. Just hearing him in press conferences and stuff like that, seemed like a good guy and stuff like that.
My ideal wish would be him being in San Antonio, him and Wemby, a high low, him and Wemby. That would be nice to see. He reminds me of Zach Randolph.
He actually looks just like him. Let's get into the free agency situations that's going on. It's still got a whole another couple months to play out and stuff like that. A lot of things happened in the last couple of days. Take this time to encourage everybody tuning in and make sure y'all like the channel and subscribe and leave a comment down below if you feel the need to do so. I think just yesterday, let's start off with the most recent history. I mean, most recent thing that we know about. We just heard that LeBron James opted out of his contract. I think he's probably going to be signing. Hopefully, I think he's going to sign a new deal to maybe allow them to get some pieces in there and stuff like that. Um, and what shocked me was highway robbery happened with DeJounte Murray going to the goddamn New Orleans Pelicans for two second
and
round
Lance
draft
Nance
picks.
Jr.
Real quick before we finish, just to answer Mike's question, I just looked it up. Justin Edwards signed a 2-way contract with Philadelphia.
Yeah, I got some personal investment in that because I have an autographed rookie recruit card of his, so I'm hoping it'll be worth some money someday.
No, that'll be lit. But yeah, D'Angelo Russell to the Pelicans, bro.
D'Angelo Russell.
No, DeJounte Murray.
Murray. My apologies. Um,
I like it. I just hope that his off the court problems don't mess with his new start, because he did have some off the court issues in New Orleans. So
he had issues in New Orleans.
yeah, with his personal issues, I guess, with a fellow rapper or something like that.
Yeah.
For New Orleans, but
Might have to recruit Ja.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what the hell Atlanta's doing, man.
they're
And
probably
I
gonna
think
rebuild fully. They just need to trade Trae Young and go rebuild. Get rid of Capella, all of them. Go rebuild fully.
Celtics get Clint Capella. You need a big man.
No,
if y'all gonna give away 2 draft picks, second round draft picks for DeJounte Murray, I mean, I think
one of them was a first round pick.
the field is wide open.
I thought it was a first and a second, or 2 firsts and 2 seconds.
2 first round picks. My apologies.
Yep.
Yeah, Lance Nance Jr.
Dyson Daniels and Larry Nance. Well, for first starters, Dyson Daniels can finally get some PT and really show what he can do in the bigger role. So I'm happy for him with that. Nance is another lob threat, just like Capella, but he can also stretch the floor. Celtics do not get Capella because we don't need a big that can't shoot. I think Atlanta at this point might as well try to see what they can get for Trae and Capella and tank for Cooper. Which I don't think they have their 2025 first round pick anyway. So that wouldn't even make sense to do that. As far as New Orleans go, I think that's a good pickup. You got an actual guard that can play defense and can create for others than himself. You can finally get CJ off the ball. I think CJ's better off the ball. It looks like he was in Portland. But I'm not really moved by it because the biggest question mark is what they're gonna do with BI. There's been rumor that he might get moved. So I feel like New Orleans is not done. It's a good step, but if you're moving BI, now can Zion stay healthy is still the question.
So what are we doing? What are they doing about CJ McCollum? That's That's another question for me with him and DeJounte Murray and the 2 guards there. Are they moving off of CJ?
No, I think they can play well together.
Who you would have at the one?
Jadante. That's what I was saying. CJ's better off the ball anyway. It was like in his Portland days. He was more off the ball.
I could definitely see them moving McCollum if they got the right offer for him, but if they don't get it, I'm sure they'll hold on to him.
Where would y'all want to see him go? What's the place? What's a good landing spot for McCollum if he was to get moved?
Toronto.
That's another question. You said Toronto? Oh, poor child.
Go to Milwaukee.
I feel bad.
Go with his boy back in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee now.
Go to Washington.
You just trying to put them in shitty ass situations.
Yo, if I'm a player, right? If I'm a player, I'm in my mid-30s, and I'm because at this point, I don't think CJ
is he in his 30s? I thought he like
he's early 30s.
Yeah, nah. Go try to win a chip.
Man, go get your bag, bro. Go get that $60 million max over there in Washington.
Or Detroit. You never know, man.
Yo, y'all are nasty trying to put this man in just shitty situations.
I don't really
see the
know.
man win and compete.
Denver bag, bro.
Yeah, I don't really know where I could see CJ really going. Ace said one of the Pelican guards can focus on running the offense and the other can focus on scoring.
Which is
to what Musa stated. I could see Jajante being the facilitator running the offense, and then in my opinion,
Jajante and Zion gonna work.
I think that'll work lovely.
And you lose. I mean, you still got Herb Jones, so.
Herb Jones might move to the 3.
That's what I'm saying. If they move off BI, he's gonna be the 3.
So they're starting lineup right now, though.
And I love Trey Murphy still. That's another person that could start for that team.
Yeah, it would technically be DeJounte Murray, CJ McCollum, Herb Jones,
Zion Williams, and Jonas Valanciunas.
And Jonas is a question mark too, because isn't he a free agent?
Yes, he is.
Oh, he is.
He's another question mark.
A couple other things happened, fellas. Tim Hardaway's out of Dallas.
That's good for him, though. They weren't using him there in the playoffs.
Hey,
man, he wasn't using himself.
He was hurt, and then he came back and he barely got minutes. He's your third leading scorer, and you come back from injury, you don't play him, but you play Max Kleber, who's showed his shot, and he can't even shoot the ball.
You don't play Tim Hardaway until what, game 4?
That exactly. Well, he can chuck up shots in Detroit. At least K got someone else that can score the ball offensively. I'll say that. Because, Lord, I love Ron Holland, but he's not someone that's going to space the floor. K needs someone that can shoot the ball or do something. So,
of course, another major move that we all know about is Mikal Bridges signing or getting. Did he sign?
He traded. Shout out to Quentin Grimes. He went to Dallas.
Yeah, getting traded. So the Villanova Knicks is now formed in New York. How do you feel?
Kyle Lowry might go there too.
Oh God.
Off the bench. Nah, Kyle, you say, oh God, Kyle Lowry. I guarantee he would have been big off that bench for New York against Indiana. For what he just brings it for the locker room, the veteran presence. He was doing a little bit of that in Philly in that first round. And he's a Novo boy too,
So I saw actually a comparison to this team about how the Celtics did this with Kentucky Wildcats a while back, and it didn't work at all. But I can honestly see this working. I don't see how it's gonna hurt them, but I think they need some more depth there, because I understand guys came off the bench last playoffs and contributed, but look at the minutes that Tibbs is keeping these guys out there and running them into the ground. Like, you got to get some depth out there so he has confidence in that bench to play more guys in the rotation to spread out the minutes, or they ain't gonna make a long playoff run.
Well, my thing was healthy. That's my whole thing with them. They gotta stay healthy. I think this was a huge move for them. I think that this was like the Drew Holiday move that the Celtics made that the Knicks needed. But I think that right now, depending on what Philly does, I need to see what Philly does this free agency. But comparing them to Boston, they still don't have an answer for KP. Them being able to re-sign or extend OG was a big move.
That's their biggest move.
I hear that there's some trade perks in there, so if they do end up trading him, that they like guarantee him some type of money. So I'm kind of concerned about that in the long run, of how that's going to look and stuff like that. I never seen a deal, or they probably never like announced it before. So, but I think it's a big move for the Knicks. I just, the way Tibbs runs that team,
it could be a Drew Holiday move if they win the championship, but I ain't put it ain't there yet.
Yeah, I'm not going that far.
Never mind. Well, to Mike's point about the minutes, Josh Hart will come up and get 2 leading players off the bench right now would be Hart and Miles McBride. Because I'm pretty sure what you re-signing OG, you're not going to be able to keep Hartenstein. So now you got Mitchell Robinson, who's the question mark because he can't stay healthy. Same with Randall.
Yep.
So I forgot some of the rookies that mentioned.
I would end up bringing both Hart and DiVincenzo off the bench.
So who's you starting to?
Mikal Bridges. I'll have OG at the 3.
Randall at the 4. Oh, yeah.
And Mitchell at the 5.
Yeah, because DiVincenzo, I can see.
That'll give them a little bit more depth with Hart, McBride,
and DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo.
And then they need a big man.
They need to get some depth in that big.
Unless Jericho Sims can find a way to have the greatest offseason training ever, they need another big to back up Mitchell because Mitchell can't stay healthy, unfortunately.
I think Boban was like huge loss, but in return for what they got, I can't complain.
Yeah, but I mean, in hindsight though, they barely used them anyway.
Yeah,
Tibbs barely played them. Boban.
Yeah,
he's older. He lacks in defense, and Mikal's a better defender. So it's an upgrade on a better contract, a team-friendly contract with more upside.
Yeah, if they could get some depth in the big position, I still think that the X factor is going to be with Julius Randle, but I have to throw Mitchell Robinson in there too because they're both hurt like a lot. And already with them being healthy on the floor, it's still not an answer for Embiid. It's still not an answer for Giannis or Kristaps Porzingis when they're all healthy.
I'm worried about Porzingis, but
no, I'm just saying, like, as far as those guys being healthy, I think with Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson still being healthy, I still don't think that's enough to be able to guard those 3.
Jalen Brunson got to get healthy too, man. It looked like he hurt his hand last night.
Oh no, his hand's fine. He tweeted us. He said that was Brunson.
Yeah, you see that Peso Brunson?
Peso don't be watching wrestling. Halliburton, they had Halliburton and
but
Brunson.
I heard about you talking about it while we was on 2K last night. Like, what is this dude doing? Like,
bro, ran in the ring with a chair and almost hurt his hand.
They was in Madison Square Garden, so that was a nice little thing. Triple H took a picture with Brunson doing the Brunson 3 celebration. That was pretty dope.
Tyrese is not he's not cut out for that. He doesn't have the personality to. You could tell even though he had the brass knuckles on, he wasn't hitting anyone.
Yeah, I actually still like back to the basketball. I still like Indiana slightly in the series against New York. I slightly still like them because I like the pieces they have intact, and I love what their bench is going to be the biggest difference in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a couple more moves that ended up happening, a couple more extensions and stuff like that. We know the biggest name in free agency right now is still Paul George. It's
Golden State bound, baby.
Oh, you like that deal?
Now, how would that? How do you see that being fit?
And I've been mentioning that in the chat to see what Clips is going to say. He ain't say nothing.
There's a lot. Let's speak. Let's hear from the Warriors fan because there's a lot going on over there in Golden State, and now I'm hearing that they might be getting off of Chris Paul too. So how does that work? Yeah. Like, what's going on?
For the contract reasons, they got to move off of Chris Paul's contract.
He pushed his contract back to July 30th to get paid the deal,
which was smart.
Yeah, he's working. They're working together. He might stay there. He might go somewhere else. Who knows?
In my opinion, Clips, and tell me if you think otherwise. I think if you get Paul George, you got to keep Clay. You got to figure out a way to keep Clay, bro. You got to.
Yo, and no, it's crazy because
Paul George, Draymond.
I was really
A
saying
bunch
that.
of old motherfuckers who can't stay healthy.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Nah, I'm just trolling. I would love to see Curry back in the playoffs. Him and LeBron.
Go ahead, Clips.
I agree with you, yo. We need to keep Clay, but he's not staying.
Oh,
He's not. If we get Paul George, we got to keep Clay, but he's not gonna stay. He's not gonna stay.
he's not gonna want to stay after the way you talked about him.
Yo, I'm gonna read y'all. Hold on, where's my phone? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna read y'all. Yo, listen to this, because I just seen this, right? And when I read this, I said, you know what? As a GM, I understand it, right? They said, let me read it to you. Hold on. I got you. Hold on. The Warriors paid Clay, right, a combined $67 million in 2 years, right? When he was injured. That was while he was injured, right? Then they paid him $43 million in this past year alone for his worst career, his worst season in his career. You're telling me that after hearing that, he deserves another 4 year deal?
No, that
Yes,
deal,
he brought you
that
4
deal,
championships.
that deal was done before all this happening, though.
Huh?
I said that deal was already solidified with Klay Thompson before all the injuries.
And you lucky the media snubbed him because he would have had way more.
Yeah, the deal was in place.
He was supposed to be an All NBA player.
No, just because the deal's in place. When I give you, if we make a deal as a business, right? And I tell you in your contract, regardless of what, you're getting paid. But at some point when you come back, you need to put up the numbers to guarantee the back end of your money, right? Or a new contract, and you don't do that. What do I look like a fool to give you that money still?
He gave you
they did the same thing with Draymond Green.
He gave you 4 years of not choking anybody, bringing in championships, that sacrificing towards ACL and Achilles.
You said 4 years of chips.
He brought 4 years of championships. Yes, he did.
He brought 3. That last one.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Steph and Steph, Poole, Wiggs, and Draymond bought that last chip.
Hey,
don't do it. Y'all know, y'all
like I said,
no, Clay did not bring that chip.
Now y'all Celtics fans.
Don't do that.
You over here big up the Celtics now, but you ain't even a real Celtics fan, Mr. Warriors. Don't even do that, Clips. You know I got a rebuttal for that. Don't do that, Clips.
Don't do that. But we're not finna act like he went 0 for 10 in a close-out game. Are you all right? I'm asking y'all. All three of y'all are all GMs of y'all own organ of the Warriors. You're not even the Warriors. You have a player like Clay. He goes 0 for 10 in the closeout game, and you're paying him. Everybody give an answer.
Off of what I've seen from him this past season coming off the bench, yes, I think he'll play a pivotal role for my team. I'm not going to sign him on a huge deal. I might give him.
You're not going to sign him on it. Okay.
I'm not going to sign him on a huge deal, but I'll still sign him back.
You're not going to sign him on a
question
deal.
again?
What am I going to get in return?
Can I hear the question one more time, Clips?
Hold on. You said you're keeping him, but right? So you're not giving him the money that he wants, right?
No, we're going to figure this out.
So and that's where Golden State is right now. They want to keep him, but they're not going to give him the money when we have Paul George sitting right here.
So what was the question that you asked?
You are the GM for the Warriors. I already know you're going to say you're going to pay. You are in.
Don't even assume nothing.
Are you going to pay Clay based off of the last season? The money that he wants. The money that he
last
wants.
Season, no, but
the money that he wants.
I was about to ask, what is the money he's looking for? Like, what is the deal?
They offered him
He wants like the same deal as Draymond, damn near.
So Draymond was what, like a 4-year, 100 something mil?
125.
So what, like between 20 to 24 a year deal?
You think Draymond deserves that money?
More than Clay.
They offered Clay 2-year, $40 million. He turned it down.
Because he wants I think he wants a 3 to 4 year.
He wanted 3-4 year.
He cares about the years more than the money.
I would give him the 3 to 4 year deal, but we're going to talk the money though, because the money that we're
22 million. He wants at least 23 million a year.
We're going to talk that down to like 18. We got to go to 18 to 20 range. The reason being is because Golden State's cap is kind of iffy. 1 and 2, given that the CBA laws of the cap is going to increase, that 3 to 4 year, 20 million a year deal is going to be real team friendly. I don't know about that 25 because I don't know if I want to pay you 25 because I can build more pieces around you guys.
Listen, you a part of the Splash Brothers, bro. You might as well stay here. Let's figure out this deal. You ain't going nowhere else. You ain't gonna look right nowhere else. So let's figure this out.
See how you saying that? It's not a. You're saying that, and they're probably saying the same thing. It's not about when you are a man and you know. Like I'm not gonna say he doesn't know his worth. He knows his worth, right? But when you, I feel like Clay's at the point where he needs the. He's more so of looking for the money and the hours so that when he plays and he does, he's gonna look at y'all like, yeah, I told y'all I was worth it. And I just don't think, me personally, I just don't think we don't need. I give him 2 years, give him the 240. Like Clay, take the 240, 2-year 40 deal, because we not finna sit here and sign you for a 3 to 4.
So what about if it's a 4-year?
130 million, bro.
So
what about 4 years? What about? Would you give him
2 years?
You said what?
They said you'll still give him a $20 million deal, just less years, less time.
But like you said, Clips, the issue is the year. So what if you was like, all right, Clay, here's the offer we're giving you. 4 years, 80, 85 million. That's still 20 a year. Would that be doable? Would you give him that offer?
No.
4-year, 85.
Nah.
Or 80 million. That's really, really cheap.
The reason why, honestly, is just because of the years, bro. The years the years that money's going to tax the organization for another 4 years. That's a lot.
And they already in penalties.
But think about it.
They don't mind playing penalties.
That's
over there.
I was gonna say that, Mike, and also
you know why they don't mind playing. The reason why they don't mind playing penalty with PG is the out. They can sit with themselves with the outcome, understanding that.
And what's the outcome for PG? Because I'll ready to get on that PG topic in a second.
Okay, he can guarantee give me 20-something points a game.
Okay,
he's not going to go over 10 in a closeout game. He still has some good years left. He still has a better.
He might not show up
bag that can do more than Clay right now. Just being 100, and he's not a defensive liability right now.
I don't know about that defensive part because he's definitely on the other side of that. I think
compared to Clay Thompson, no, I
compared to Clay. Like, stop doing that.
I'm not comparing. Stop. No. He not stop doing nothing. I'm not comparing him to Clay. I'm talking about the player himself. Screw comparing to him and Clay. I'm not doing that. I'm talking about the player himself. Yes, you will want to give him the money, but let's also remember who this is. This is still Paul George, playoff P, quote unquote, pandemic P, quote unquote. He's not gonna go over 10 possibly, but he might have games where he's not gonna show up. And in the role you might have him playing Golden State, he might have to be one of the leading wing defenders.
He also ain't gonna go 2 for 15s and 2 for 20s and shit.
He might
throw his hands up when he missing. He's not doing that either.
He might not throw his hands up, but he might go for 4 for 15, 2 for 15. He might. But they're also trying to move Wiggins. But that's what I was gonna say. Even a 4-year, 80, 85 million deal for Clay, it might not hurt him as much compared to Draymond and Curry's contract for the cap space because his is a lot less. And I'm trying to move off of Wiggins right now can help free some space where they can probably keep Clay and get Paul George. Because right now they're trying to move Wiggins, and that's why Wiggins can't even play for the Canadian team this Olympics because they're holding him out to try to move him, which I feel like it's messed up. But
that's wild.
But that's what happens with the business side of things. But yeah. I would love Paul George in Golden State.
Damn right, I'm holding him out. Nigga, he ain't show up all year. Hold him out. You ain't playing a lick. A Canadian.
Well, let's be honest. If you're let's be a whole buck with your team. Anyone not named Curry didn't show up. Draymond could show up because he's over here watching y'all play, choking people. Clay wasn't what Clay normally is, which I wouldn't expect him to be, but he could have been a little better this year. Wiggins was a no-show. Your rookies was probably your best players other than Steph. And Looney was Looney on the glass, but come playoff or play-in time, I don't know what was Kerr doing with those rotations, but it could have been better.
Would you sign him, Mike?
Not for that money. $10 million a year max. I think he's worth right now.
$10 million.
I'm not gonna lie, but I was just gonna say maybe.
You're fired. You're fired.
So is Clay Love, bro.
Mike is fired.
Yeah. That's like the veteran minimum.
Take his bag. He is not welcome in the facility no more. Mike is fired.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Get him out of here.
That last injury he had was in a pickup game, if I remember correctly. It wasn't even in an NBA game. Like, I don't know.
It was with the team though, at the practice facility, right? I could have sworn that's when it happened.
I don't know. I just know it was at a pickup game, and he ain't it anymore. If he wants to go start his own team in Detroit or Washington with CJ McCollum, he can, but he's not going to get that money in Golden State.
Remember,
I love Clay. I don't like the attitude towards it. If you want to stay, show us that you want to stay. You trying to play hardball like you put up 30
you
that
get
year.
your money too, though. So I understand.
But
both
he's
sides.
putting it. You understand? You can put your money up. You can want to put your. You want your money, but don't act like you put up 25, 30 points a game and you're playing hardball and we don't want to pay you.
So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Bad all year. You need to be humble and take that 2 year, 40 mil that you had.
But now I'm glad you mentioned that though, because that was going to lead to my next question. Because I mentioned this a couple episodes ago. I brought up Clay's stats for the season, and if it wasn't
league average, he shot league average.
He shot above league average by
2%.
Yeah, barely.
Hey, that's still above.
2%.
That's still above.
Stop.
But let me finish my point. That wasn't my point.
Like it's 2%.
That wasn't my point. Let me finish my point, please, because that wasn't my point. I wasn't even going to go league average. I wasn't even going to that. Can you let me finish the point, please? Thank you. So, like I was trying to say, if someone that's not named Klay Thompson, who was a third option more than likely, or second, was averaging 18 points, would that be considered around the money he's looking for, which is 20 a year, 4 years?
Yeah.
If he wasn't named Klay Thompson, with his stats last season, you probably can get a deal like that.
But the thing is, it's a what have you done for me now business, and
that's what I just said.
Yeah, but look at his age too. You don't want to be giving out that money for that sort of years.
Look at Paul George's age.
I think it's the attitude. I don't think it's the attitude towards the organization.
I understand what you're saying, Clips. I also think on the business side of things, it's where the market is right now. Klay Thompson is probably not going to get like really less than that. Like 20 million seems around the right pay scale for him per year, depending on I think the years really matter, but I think it's around 20 mil.
If he's so confident he can go out there and put up these numbers to be worth that money, go take a pay cut for a year and do it, and then get that money after. Bet on yourself because I understand why the GM would give him the money, like other than Golden State, because yeah, you can make that money back in jersey sales. You sign a big name, he's an attraction, all this stuff. But I just don't see the value for Golden State where they've been paying penalties for years, and there's other guys on the market right now. This isn't like the end of free agency and you missed on everyone. There's still other guys that you could allocate that money to.
To your point, Mike, I'm just trying to think how can I word this?
Like who would you get?
Who can you feel like can fill in that void for Klay on Golden State? Not name Paul George, because Paul George will be at the 3 and it'll be a different type of play. But who's out there right now that can give you what Klay can give you?
Well, you want to take a big risk? I'm not saying he could give you what Klay can give you right now. Don't get me wrong. But you want to take a risk and make a trade? Go try Sam Hauser. See what he can do for you. As I said, not right now. But if you want to take a risk, take a risk.
Yeah, I just got all this slack about trying to play devil's advocate on Klay. He said Sam Hauser.
We about to go get Duncan Robinson. If we love Klay so much, we about to go get Duncan Robinson.
But think about it. The upside for the money. You take the risk on the trade. If he does turn into that with that shooting ability and he's proven he can play some defense, it's going to look better down the road. You save the money and you might be able to get the same production because he's improved so much in 1 year. And Boston might be willing to part with him based on the draft picks, and they need a big man. So draft
picks. Golden State don't have any draft picks.
No, I'm saying Boston with the guys that they just drafted.
They're not going. Brad Stevens already said the rookies that they was going to draft ain't going to get any minutes. It's going to be tough to crack that rotation.
Yeah, I was told Peso yesterday. I think Anton should at least get 12 minutes a game starting off. This guy is NBA ready. I'm telling you. Wait till you see him on the court.
I hear you on Antoine, but it's hard for me to hear you on that when you just compared Sam Hauser and Klay Thompson in the same
Yeah,
conversation.
but I said not right
Oh,
now. I said not right now. In the
not
future,
ever.
maybe.
Not
But
ever.
yeah, but the thing is, you get the trade to save the money. They've always had. I know they're willing to pay penalties over there, but they have problems with the money. You what 10 seed last year, I believe, and got eliminated in the play-in. So your floor is not going to be much lower than it is right now. So if you're going to build for the future, how many more years is Clay going to give you? If Sam works out and can give you what Thompson did last year, even more than that, that's a win in the long run.
Oh Lord.
I can see what you're saying, but that's
Oh Lord.
That's the thing. You just can't live in the past. You got to look into the future, man. Like that's what.
But that's the thing. I'm not even living in the past. I'm bringing up what he did this past season.
Yeah, but
And
before that,
and I remember what you were saying now because I forgot. You said he should bet on himself.
yeah,
Let's
if he's so confident.
let's say he even bets on himself, right? Let's say he gives you 18 to 20 next season, which is he averaged 18 this season. He's 35 years old. He's cleaning out the same two-way defender he is. Who's going to want to pay him then? A year older, Clay. So it's like his best bet to get the money he wants is now. He's probably not going to get into the contract by the end of that next contract.
Yeah, but people don't know that he's still capable of it or not, because even before this year, he's been injured before that so much. It's just, I just don't think he's worth it. I'm like, look at what Danny Ainge did trading Pierce, KG to get all those draft picks. You got to move on those guys while you can strike hard. I know that they can't trade them with the contract status right now. If I was them, I would have traded them before the trading deadline because they should have known they weren't gonna do anything in the playoffs. But that's came and gone. But I'm just saying to move towards the future. If you want to get Paul George, that's money that you can throw at him that you're wasting on Clay.
I agree with the trade point. I just want to, like, I love Paul George, and like I said, I think he'll be a great fit. I'm just playing devil's advocate in the sense of Paul George also is someone that stays hurt. He is also someone that tends to not show up in big moments.
Yep.
Especially if you're going off of current season, and I don't want to go in the past, but even since he's been in LA, he's been hurt, and in the biggest moments when he's the one, because Kawhi's been out, he hasn't shown up consistently. So that's why I was just trying to play devil's advocate. I was like, yeah, you can throw the money to Paul George, and I would love him to be there. But then when you're doing, because we all know Golden State's trying to win now and maximize Curry's window. Is he going to be able to show up when it matters most for them in the playoffs if they get to that point? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on him. I agree with you 100%. I wouldn't count on him, but seeing we're throwing the name out, it seems like a guy they're interested in. That's the only reason why I'm going out with it, because I think it was last year against the Mavericks in that first round series that he was injured. He couldn't play in any of it, if I remember correctly. And then this year, the same thing happened with Kawhi. I know he played, but he didn't do shit while he was on the floor. So I just don't think it's worth the money though at this point in this career. There's a reason why Clay wants that money now, and I understand if he proves he could do it this year, a team might not want to sign him because of his age. But if you do produce that, you could still strike on a 1 or 2 year deal after this, worth even more money if you prove that you're still worth it than right now. I think in his mind, he knows that he is unlikely that he can produce that, so he wants that money up front now.
Yeah, I wish Golden State had the cap.
I appreciate that point, Mike, bro.
I wish they had the cap space. So I would have loved to see an OG in Golden State, man.
Yeah, I could see that.
OG in Golden State would have been lovely.
I guess we'll see, fellas. This is only the beginning of free agency, so we've got a lot of time ahead of our hands. But
this feels like a what they call a soap opera. Clay versus the Warriors, bro.
Man, bro. Everybody viewing, man, leave a comment down below, man. Where do y'all think that Paul George is gonna land? And then what does the Warriors do with Klay Thompson? But let's get into this last topic. I want to know, fellas, going into next season, what do y'all think? Who's the best player at each position going into next season?
Point guard.
Clips, you going first? You can go first.
I
wasn't gonna go.
If we start point guards, and I'm going.
However you want to start, brother.
Are we going to go position for position? We're going position for position, all right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say best point guard in the league would be Luka, but my personal favorite, I'm not gonna say because everybody knows. Yeah, I got Luca. I got Luca being the best point guard in the league next season.
Who you got, Mike?
For point guard, this is only because I'm going to jump ahead one. I put Luka at my shooting guard position just because it's two interchangeable guards. It's tough to go just for the shooting guard. I put Jalen Brunson as my point guard that I want, but that's seeing I'm going to put Luka as my shooting guard, even though I know he typically plays the
I'm
one.
about to say he never plays the 2 guard.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying you gotta. I don't with the quality of shooting guards. I'd rather on my team personally have two of the guys playing the point. It was real tough for me to choose between these two guys in SGA, but I just am going over them as of right now.
So Pacer, I want to clarify because you the
Yo,
moderator.
actually, yeah,
Are we allowed to do that? Because I'm gonna pick players that actually play their position.
I take that back. I don't got Luke. I got Shea as my best point guard. Thank you, Mike, for reminding me.
I mean, it's however you guys want to put it. I don't want to go against. I think it should be. Only reason why I would say I don't agree with that, Mike, is because we got like so many people in that shooting guard and thing, and then to what Musa said, like we ain't never seen Luka play technically the 2. He is a 1.
I'm gonna just pick based on the positions they play the most and play typically.
I got Shea as the best point guard.
I'm going into next season. Luka as the best point guard. He's the best point guard in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
and I love two ways, but I feel like certain players like a Luka, a Curry, a Jokic, their offensive abilities and what they do on the offense can catapult them to certain things. But yeah, I got Luka.
You said shy clips. I wanna know what's y'all. I had Luka too at number 1, so everybody know. But what's y'all top 5 point guards going into next season?
Damn, I ain't even think of that yet.
Luka. There's no order. Luka, Shy, Steph. I'm gonna go.
Nah, clips. I need order because you had Shy number 1.
Oh, you need order. We going.
If you need time to think, clips, I'll give you time to think.
I'm going. Shy, Luka, Steph, Brunson, Tyrese, Halliburton, not Maxey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear from you because you had Shy number 1.
I was gonna put Steph 1, but I can't do my favorite over business.
My top 5 is based on what they did last season and going into next season. I got Luka 1, Shea at 2, Brunson 3. I got Steph 4, and I got 5th. It's tough because I really want to go Trey. I like Halliburton. I like Fox. I like Dame. But I'm probably gonna give the 5th spot to. Damn, this is actually tougher than I thought it was gonna be. I'll probably go Tyrese Halliburton also at the 5.
Who would you say yours is, Mike?
I'm going Luka number 1. Number 2, I'm going to put Ja Morant in there based on what I expect him to do coming into the next season.
Ja will be my 5th too, but I want to wait on that.
Yeah, I'm going to put Brunson at 3. I'm definitely going to put Curry at 4, and then I'll go with Halliburton at number 5.
Yeah, I pretty much had the same as everybody besides Ja Morant. Ja Morant would be my 5. But I had Halliburton there going off of last season, but I had Luka, Shea, Curry, Brunson at 4. Shooting guards, who do you think is going into next season going to be the best at that position? Shooting guards.
All right, I got a question. Would Jaylen Brown be a shooting guard?
Yes.
Absolutely. What?
Yeah. The reason that's a great question because he played the 3.
I
played the 3 last year.
Yeah, we know that Jaylen Brown was shooting
1,
guard.
Anthony Edwards 2, Devin Booker 3.
Oh, you're doing the top 5 off rip. Okay.
Donovan Mitchell 4, and only because of height and defensive prowess. And my last one would probably be
I didn't even have a 5th for my shooting guards. I had 4. I couldn't think of 5.
Zach LaVine.
Okay.
So
I assume that's going off of expectation clips.
That last one, 5th one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's off expectation. I can't. Cause I really don't know another shooting guard really in my mind that I'm like.
So how I said earlier, I'd want Brunson on my team. I'm gonna, seeing we just did the top 5, and this is just shooting guards. I am not gonna include him in this. So number one,
Wait. Is Kyrie Irving a shooting guard?
This year he was.
Technically, yeah.
So I'll put Kyrie at 5.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Donovan Mitchell if he can stay healthy for number 1. Number 2, I'm definitely putting Jaylen Brown. If Mitchell can't stay healthy, I got him going in that number 1 spot. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Anthony Edwards, going on his shooting, getting better. If not, my number 4 pick would be Kyrie, which I would put ahead of Edwards if he cannot get the shooting and the turnovers under control. And then number 5, I'm gonna go with Jalen Williams.
You don't have Mitchell in your top 5?
I said Mitchell for number 1.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Booker. My bad. Booker's not in your top 5.
No, absolutely.
Who's the 5th pick?
Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams from OKC.
He's not a shooting guard.
I thought he was a
He's
small.
He's a 4. He's a 3 and a 4.
He plays a 3 and a 4. But him over Booker is asinine.
But I'll take it. It's your list.
It's just me personally. I don't want Booker on my team, man. I don't want any of those guys out in Phoenix on my team.
Real dude.
That's just a personal thing.
Be real. I respect it.
I had I'll let Musa.
None of them non-defensive ass people.
I'll let Musa go, but I had JB number 1. I think he surpasses all those guys defensive wise, so that's the reason why I have him number 1 going into next season.
This the top. It wasn't hard, but the reason why I had. All right, screw it. I'm just gonna start it off. 1, I'm still gonna go with Mitchell. 2 will be Ant-Man. 3 is gonna be Brown. And the reason why I have Jaylen Brown at 3 and not in my 1 is I like him as a 2-way compared to the other 2 ahead of him I have. But I also have to take consideration the load that the other 2 is carrying as the number 1 options. So I'll have him at 3. Booker 4. In my 5th spot, I'll probably just go Kyrie. But yeah, I'll take Kyrie. I feel like I'm missing somebody else.
Small forwards.
No. What's yours?
I got JB, Mitchell, Edwards, Booker, and Kyrie.
Okay.
In order. Small forwards, I got Tatum number 1, LeBron number 2, KD number 3, Kawhi Leonard number 4, and Jimmy at number 5.
Yeah, I got LeBron number 1. That's the guy I want on my team. Number 2, Tatum, without a doubt. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Jimmy Butler. Number 4, I'll take Kawhi, and then number 5, I guess I got to go with Kevin Durant. Unfortunately,
okay. I thought you were gonna pick him.
I don't want to, but this just I can't. I can do Booker like that. I can't do KD like that on this one.
Oh, actually, I'm switching my 5th spot. Cause I knew I was having a brain fart. Because I'm projecting, I feel like he's going to have a big season next year. Number 5, I'm taking Jalen Green.
Let's see that.
I think he takes the leap next year. Him and Sengun. Yeah, I think Houston makes the playoffs. I think Houston's going to be a top 5 team in the West.
I guess we could consider him shooting guards. I feel like
that's my biggest reach right now in the offseason.
The second half of the season, he was playing more like the 1, but I can see, yeah. What's your top 5, Musa? Small forwards.
Oh, I thought we was going to Clips. Small forwards. Tatum will be 1. Braun 2. KD 3. 4. Who I want to put at 4? Small forwards. I'll probably go Kawhi 4. Yep, Kawhi will be 4. 5. I really want to say PG but
he's technically a small forward. Yeah,
I'll put PG, but it's really sad that I can't say Brandon Ingram. He should be a top 5 small forward by now, but I'm gonna go PG.
Who you got, Clips?
Braun,
Goat
Tatum,
Braun.
yeah, Tatum. Then I'm gonna go Pete. I'm gonna go Jimmy 3.
Oh, Jimmy Butler's my 5th. I forgot about that.
Jimmy 3. I'm gonna go. I'll go Kawhi. I'll go Kawhi 4. And 5, I'm going DeMar DeRozan.
So KD's not in your top 5.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Dan KD. Sheesh. All right, I'm taking out Jimmy.
Also, DeMar's over Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I like Debo a lot, bro. I like Debo game a lot. I just don't like Chicago.
I'm shocked about that because I know you like your 2 ways, and Butler clears him on defense.
Yeah.
Power forwards going into next season.
This is probably the toughest position because
I only got a top 3. I couldn't think of 2 other. But if y'all got more, I'll be interested to hear it. I got Giannis number 1. I got Siakam number 2 and Zion number 3.
I got Giannis 1. Oh, jeez. I can't put Zion in the top 2.
How you have Zion? Never mind. Hold on.
So let me ask you: is AD power forward?
Nah, he's son.
He's
all right. Are we going off last season? All right. So I got Giannis. I'm gonna throw out. Yeah. I have to. I guess I'm gonna have to put Zion on too.
Oh no, this is actually easy to do for me. Actually.
3 would probably have to go.
This should be easy for Clips. This is a name Clips definitely should know. It's his boy. That's his uncle on my
Paolo's going in there regardless.
Thank you.
He's going in there regardless. I'm just trying to figure out the other 2. Damn. See, my thing is because it's okay.
Let me help you out, Clips, because I have him in my 5.
Yeah, you go first. Because I was going to help you out with this though. Sabonis is a power forward, but plays center, bro. Like,
yeah, same with AD. But one name that I haven't heard no one mention, Karl-Anthony Towns.
He would have been 4th.
I think he's default a top 5 power forward. A name that I was gonna throw out there to help out. That I was thinking about him at the 3, but I was gonna put him in my 4. Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, that's who I'm putting in my top 5.
He would have probably been 5th for me.
So Giannis,
Zion, Paolo.
I got Giannis, Zion, Lauri Markkanen. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. Pascal Siakam, Lauri Markkanen. Then I'm going to put Jaren Jackson Jr. in at number 5.
Oh hell no!
I knew. I just that one just for you.
Oh hell no! That's a name that I just let.
My 5th is gonna be Evan Mobley.
I like that. Top 5 power forwards.
Jaren Jackson.
Wait, Mike just went.
I did that one just for you.
Giannis should be 1.
Trash.
I'll put Giannis 1. My second power forward, I might lean towards Cat, because he's probably the best shooting 4 or 5 in the league by far. He didn't show it in the last few series, but nonetheless, I'll probably put Cat at 2. 3, I'll probably go. I'm torn because
and I was just playing about Jaren Jackson. It's really Julius Randle, but I just
that's what I was torn with. I'm torn with him and Paolo.
I'm putting Paolo because Julius Randle always hurt.
So y'all both will put both of them over Zion.
Ooh,
Zion's on my list.
Zion's on my list.
I'm saying you guys mentioned Paolo and who was the other guy?
Here's my 5: Giannis, Cat, Julius Randle, Paolo, and I'm gonna take Zion. And my honorable mention would have been Lauri. But I might move Lauri. Matter of fact, yeah, that's my 5: Giannis, Cat, Randle, Paolo, Zion. I'm taking Paul George out for small forward, and I had Jimmy Butler. I'm probably gonna.
Do you think Julius Randle's better than Siakam?
Yes.
If he stays healthy.
Yes. This is an all NBA player we're talking about, too. 25, 10, and 5 averages. Yeah, I'm taking Julius Randle over
I'm
Siakam.
going off of going into this season. And as Mike stated,
I think going into the season, I will say this. Going into the season, I think Randle's numbers might take a dip because of OG and Macau being there. I think he's going to have to sacrifice, but I still will take him over Siakam.
Centers. My top. Did I have a top 5? Yeah. My top 5, I had Jokic, Embiid, Sabonis, I had Wemby, then I had AD.
Ooh, this is a glaring name. I'm surprised you didn't say.
If I was to go
This
six,
might be the top. This would be the toughest position to crack.
if I was to go 6, it would have been KP.
Over, I'm not gonna say nothing. Hold on. I want him Micah Clips before I mention this name.
Yeah,
I think one of them might mention this name. So let me see it go.
I was gonna say I'm going Joker, Embiid,
Who's unexplainable, undeniable.
yeah,
There's
Joker,
one name
Embiid. I'll go AD, and actually now I'll go Sabonis, then AD, and then Wemby.
Okay, so you didn't say the name I was thinking of. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me hear
I
Clips.
got obviously the first two is undeniable. Giannis, Embiid and Joker. I'm gonna go AD, Sabonis, and Bam.
Thank you.
I don't think Bam's better than Wemby. I don't. I will put Bam at 6 instead of KP. I don't think he's better than Wemby.
Bam is the best big man defensively in the league.
Okay.
When it comes to guarding 1 through 5, Wemby is obviously the better rim protector, but Bam can legitimately guard 1 through 5. So I'm gonna put him in my top 5.
I think Wemby's going to end up with more Defensive Player of the Year awards than Bam.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna end up with more gray hair by the time I'm 40. That's a given. I think. I would say
kind of early, but I know a couple.
I know that was exaggeration. Hell,
the most
I went
important
to high
thing
school
for
with kids that was bald and had great, and some kids that was fully grade. So a lot of people had salt back early ages of their life.
The most important thing for big men nowadays is the guy who can get the triple-double night in and night out.
Is it?
That's what the league's shifting towards.
Because I can argue who can guard multiple positions, especially given it's a way more heavier pick and roll league. To add to your point, not disagreeing.
If that's the case, then Bam should be number 1 if we're going to go off of that.
And that's why I'm surprised y'all didn't have Bam in the top 5. So here's my.
I just don't think he's better than Wemby or AD. So, but go ahead.
He'll be my top 5. I'll have Jokic, Embiid, Anthony Davis. I'm gonna take Bam at 4, and I'm actually gonna, because of what I project what he's going to do this season coming up in the fall, I'm taking Wemby at 5. I love Sabonis, but my biggest Sabonis offensively is not enough to overpower Wemby, AD, or Bam's defensive significance on the court. To where like a Jokic will go. Jokic plays a defense. He puts the effort out there, but we know he's not the two-way big that the other three I think after him is. So he's offensively better than most of the bigs I named. So because of that reason, I won't put Sabonis over Wemby and Bam.
So let me ask you this: in your top 20, where's Bam and Wemby on your list?
In my top, I haven't even thought of my top 20 yet because I was gonna base it off of this season.
Because I know before you stated that Wemby could easily crack the top 15.
I had him in my top 15, but that was based off fully what I seen him do in potential. So yeah.
But I know there's a difference between like overall player versus we're talking about positions now. Yeah, I just want to know where you have them and where you have Bam and Wemby in your top 2025.
Top 2025. I haven't even thought of that yet. I haven't thought about that yet, to be honest. So
you would have them in the top 25.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And just to make for those watching to clarify, reason why I have Sabonis at 6 is because offensively, what he brings to the game doesn't go over what Bam, Wemby, and AD brings to the game defensively. And they all three of them, well, not much Bam, but definitely AD and Wemby, once he fully goes into his body, can rebound to that extent, I feel like, and can score not similar, but can score similar numbers. So I think the defense was the biggest gap to why I had those.
Honest too. Let Miami get another big.
Well,
technically, Bam should be.
I don't want to go back to the draft, but Miami had a great pick in Kyle Ware from Indiana. That's perfect for them because Bam can play his natural position, which I believe is a 4, and Ware, who can rim protect, mobile, got a nice post game and got a decent jump shot, stretch the floor. I love that pick for them.
Sabonis suffers from what Chet Holmgren does, seeing they're both Gonzaga guys too. They should both be playing the 4. I think they would be much better if they were playing the 4 over the 5, both of them.
Yes.
Every team can have a Jokic and Embiid though.
Sacramento should have picked up the big from Indiana instead of Devin Carter. And I love Devin Carter. But to your point, Mike, for him to play his true position, the 4, I would have liked them to pick up Ware because he was available for them to pick up.
Oh, that's our top 5, fellas. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Make sure y'all like the channel. Continue to subscribe. Leave comments down below. Y'all continue to share the show to continue to help us grow. We appreciate y'all for being here. Peace.
Peace.